Rock 93.1 is proud to present 12 Stones. In concert at McBee's Bar and Grill on the Res in Ridgeland for a night of live, raw, and unplugged rock and roll March 7th with special guests Storage 24 and Burnham Road. Tickets and VIP tables available at eventbrite.com. Details now at rock931jackson.com. Another Rock 93.1 exclusive.
Boom, shakalaka boom. Shady's back again. You've tuned in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. Your boy is back after a little hiatus since Thursday. Glad to be back in the captain's chair here on 103.9 FM WYAB. Of course, streaming worldwide and live today on WYAB.com as well as the TuneIn app and Alexa. Just search WYAB. You can listen to us 24/7, 365, every show that we have available here on WYAB Live. We're streaming in stunning 4K video on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Rumble at SaveJXN. Good to be back. You know, I came here this morning. I did a lot of self-reflection over the weekend and the last couple of days, and really, frankly, over the last month, but particularly over the last weekend. I came in here this morning where my intentions, should I say, were to come in here this morning and tell you I was going to take my foot off the gas a little bit and was going to try to pivot and be a little more positive, a little less toxic. You know, maybe talk about just more national stuff and maybe just accept that some people don't want help. Democrats. Then I watched Trump's State of the Union. I know it wasn't technically a State of the Union, but I watched that last night, and I watched Democrats that couldn't even stand up to cheer for a kid with cancer. And this is all now but a call for violence against Democrats. Now, I'm not saying punch one in the face, but if they give you the opportunity and you feel like it's a hit or get hit situation, take advantage of it. My God, what a bunch of disrespectful pricks. And this is mornings like this is when I wish I was just on the internet and I could cuss and tell you how I really feel. All gas, no brakes. Welcome back to the Clay Edwards Show. The Guns and Gear text line is 769-241-1944. The Mazda Jackson phone line is 601-879-0002. I was hoping to come in, round my edges off a little bit, try to be a little more prim and proper. But I said, hell no. Hell no. Not after what I saw last night. It's clear and present who the enemies are in this country, and they're in this country. Our enemy ain't Russia. Our enemy ain't China. Our enemy ain't Mexico. It ain't the cartels. It ain't Canada. Canada can't even outdrink me in a beer drinking competition. I don't want to hear nothing from a Canuck. Nothing. All that stuff about Canadians being legendary beer drinkers, y'all ain't nothing. Our enemies are our neighbors. It's the people that live right next door to us. It's Democrats. They hate this country. Elon was on Joe Rogan the other day, and when I was sitting in the house, just spending a lot of time with myself, I watched or listened, whatever you want to call it, to the Joe Rogan podcast with Elon. The most recent one came out a couple days ago. I highly suggest taking the time to listening to it. He said it's not threat to democracy, it's threat to bureaucracy. And if you change those words up, it all makes sense. And that is exactly correct. It is. threat to their bureaucracy. And when you saw those Democrats that could not get up last night and cheer for, these are the things they didn't stand up for. A child cancer survivor, planting a flag on Mars, fighting crime, helping working families, catching terrorists, destroying the cartels. Come to think of it, the only thing that the Democrats did clap for was effing Ukraine. We could nuke Ukraine this morning and I would be no worse for the wear. Strap Zelensky's rainbow supremacist ass to the front of a bomb and drop it right on Kiev, and wouldn't give two double Dutch F's about it. As a matter of fact, I would stand up. I'm standing up now for those with the ability to see me in stunning 4K and clapping. I think if you, at this point in the game, that if you're wearing a little Ukraine lapel pin, if you've got a Ukraine flag on your Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok, Don't Stop, or whatever else, I think you should be deported and sent to Gitmo. I said what I said. This morning's show is powered by Ghost Sour Patch flavor energy drink. I think there's a local energy drink company. I hear them advertise on other local talk shows. If y'all want to come on to the number one, holler at your boy Clay at WYAB.com. Did anybody happen to see? Look, I don't watch MSNBC, but thank God they exist. And that other people take the time to clip their nonsense. You know, I thought one of the most moving parts of last night's speech with Trump was when he gave that little boy, made him an official Secret Service member. Boy, if you didn't cry, you need to talk to your psychiatrist or psychologist today, because you got some deep issues. If that didn't move you in some way, form, or fashion, maybe not cry, but if that didn't move you, I don't care what side of the aisle you're allegedly on. That it was in that moment. That was that. I refer to things as having aha moments. That was that aha moment last night that I knew this country is so severed at the top, at the very top. There ain't no coming back for some of these people. I'm not even going to discuss that clown that got himself kicked out of there. That was staged. Wrestling is more real than that was. By the way, speaking of wrestling, John Cena turning heel over the weekend for the first time in his career and teaming up with Hollywood Rock to lay the smackdown on Cody Rhodes. You know your boy likes wrestling. I proudly admit it. That was awesome, and that is why I watch wrestling. It's from moments like that. That was awesome. We can talk about that later if y'all want to. But I digress. The head is going to have to be cut off the snake. And there was nothing more glorious than seeing. Did y'all see how drunk Nancy Pelosi was? Oh, yeah, I need to circle back to this MSNBC thing. This witch, I got to cue it up here so our internet audience can watch it and hear it too. And if you're watching live online, you know, do your boy a favor, hit that share button, hit the like button, hit the share button. Whether you're watching on X, Instagram, not Instagram. I deactivated my Instagram, by the way. People have been asking me, Clay, what happened to the Save Jackson Instagram? It's deactivated. Not deleted, temporarily deactivated. I'm trying to eliminate some of the outside toxicity in my life. And I'm done kind of feeding into the toxicity, and that's what happened. And we're going to talk about all that today. We're going to talk about my weekend somewhat. I mean, I'm almost through here. I'm getting this queued up. MSNBC should be burned to the ground today. Figuratively, of course. Air quotes, figuratively. This is insanity. It's diabolical. And it's one of the absolute grossest things I've ever seen in my life. And for some reason, my friggin', all right, thankfully, some other people have it shared here. It was not letting me go to my favorites on X. Oh, I already had it pulled up. Never mind. Sorry, guys. I'm fired up. I'm re-energized. Just when I thought I was getting burned out, just when I thought I wanted to turn over a new leaf, the Democrats threw jet fuel on what little bit of smoldering fire I had left. Let me get it queued up here. Here we go. I hope this is the right dang channel. This is MSNBC host saying that she hoped the little cancer survivor that got given anointed as a Secret Service agent last night said that she hoped he doesn't kill himself after guarding the Capitol from Trump supporters, like on January 6th. This is absolutely disgusting, and this is why I have no problem calling people out like I call them out. These disgusting, vile human beings walk amongst us.
But I think this was a lesson in finding one thing that you let yourself feel. And I let myself feel joy about DJ. And I hope he's alive for another, 95 years, right? And I hope he lives and the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then lived to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
She should be sent over as part of Operation Human Shield to serve in Ukraine right now. Thank you, Michael, for the text on the Guns and Gear text line. That's what the Democrats should absolutely do. They should lay it all down. Them and their kids should go be part of Operation Human Shield and serve in Ukraine. Now, we ain't talked about Ukraine in a while on this show because, frankly, I'm just burned out on it. But it's back. And I wish I'd been here Friday. Well, it happened Friday, so I wouldn't have made it. It would have been Monday. I wish I could have been here Monday to have discussed the Trump, Zelensky, Vance situation. So we're going to go back in time a little bit today because there's some stuff that I just want to talk about. I know I missed it. We didn't get to talk about it in real time. Maybe y'all are tired of it. But you hadn't heard what I got to say about it yet. So we're going to do that. We're going to take a break real quick. The Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. I see your text messages coming in. Mazda Jackson phone line, 601-879-0002. You want to get something off your chest this morning? Let's talk about it. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We will be right back here on WYAB and on the internet. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. We're live here on WYAB and all the other places. Save JXN on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Rumble. This segment is going to be brought to you by our friends over at El Patrio Mexican Restaurant and Cantina right there in Flowood, in front of Dogwood on Highway 25, Lakeland Drive. And, of course, in Crossgates right there on Highway 80. Right, well, not in Crossgates, in Brandon, right in front of the Crossgates subdivision. It's funny how we've just named that whole section of Brandon Crossgates. Anyhow, look, I want to thank the team over there personally this morning. My daughter's birthday dinner, 23rd birthday dinner. She's been 22 for 2 years now. I keep saying 22. Her 23rd birthday was Friday night. We went to the parade and all that, but her birthday dinner was Saturday night. Had a good 25, 30 people show up there, and they let us have the patio. We did karaoke, all kind of stuff. Man, it's such a great place. They know how to host large groups of people so well. They truly do. We had an absolute blast. Everybody had a good time. Food was great. Service was amazing. The karaoke was a blast. Everybody had so much fun. I can't recommend them enough. If you got a birthday party or just a lunch for one, they got you covered at El Patrio. Either location. The weather, outside of it being a little chilly this morning, has been really, really nice for the last few days. Well, other than the storms that came through yesterday. But get out there, enjoy the patio at either location. Enjoy the secluded bar areas in each location if you want to get away from kids and families and all that, and unwind a little bit. And if you've got your family, you don't want to be around people unwinding, you don't have to do that either. I really love that about both locations. So check them out and try some of their specials. I love the fajitas. That's just my jam. You can't go wrong. Something else. Oh, anyway, there's another dish that I like a lot. It's basically like a pre-made fajita. Tacos al carbon. Really, really good. So check them out. El Patrio. All right. Let's see here. Let's read a few text messages, shall we? I keep asking you guys to text in, and I have not been the best about reading your text messages lately. Unknown texter says, good to hear you back on the air, Clay. Well, thank you. It's great to be back. Josh says, Democrats are a political group that love to call people Hitler and Nazi, all the while willing to support and pump money into remnants of Hitler and the Nazis. I've commonly referred to it, and I probably heard this somewhere, but it's the Democrat double standard. Rules for thee, not for me. You saw it during COVID, and it ain't just Democrats. It's the rhinos and the higher-ups, and it's just powerful people that think they control us. So, yeah, they love their Nazis. They're going to get somebody killed. And look, I know I'm coming here this morning being a little facetious, talking about, punching Democrats and this, that, and the other. Obviously, don't go out there and start a damn fight with nobody. I'm not saying that some of them don't need to be punched in the face, because clearly they do. And frankly, I do stand behind what I said. If you feel like you're in a hit or get hit situation, always punch first. That is the best lesson I can give anybody. Don't turn the other cheek. If you feel like you're going to if they're going to attack you, go down swinging. Go down swinging. All right. Unknown texter. I think this is Roderick. Saturday, randomly at 8:40, he texts me, I stand with America, F Trump. And then you don't stand with America. This morning, he says, the Republicans did not stand for nothing. Joe said in his speech, fact check me. Joe didn't say anything good. Joe's was a campaign speech. I don't stand for anything that Joe's talked about. Joe don't have a single pro-American policy. Joe's policies were all rainbow supremacist, racist, and anti-American, which I know Democrats love those things. He also says, why would they stand for the lies he was making up? It was protests against Trump, not that kid. Don't use that kid for political purposes. That's exactly what they just did. They used that kid as a political prop. You're going to tell the same people that rolled in every tranny they could find for the last 4 years to prop up their fat, blue-haired, Smurf-looking trolls, Fondren baristas. You're going to tell me, don't politicize a kid? Man, it made that kid's life. You honor people in situations like that. Unknown texter. Plan here. My daddy always said, hit first and hit harder. Yep. Frisco says, that was Nicole Wallace, by the way, on MSNBC. Frisco says Nicole Wallace is supposedly a Republican. Yeah, I mean, look, if so, all the reason why I don't refer to myself as a Republican. I refer to myself as a American. I'm a conservative. And whoever I need to vote for to get my conservative values or points across is who I'll vote for. If that's Republicans in Mississippi, then I'm a Republican in Mississippi. I wish we would do away with the parties. I don't like the party system, like most. We all reach that point in life where you get we all start calling ourselves libertarians for some reason, which I'm really not a libertarian either. They do a bunch of dumb crap. I mean, just like they do some really good stuff, and then they're absolute idiots on some other. Like, what are y'all talking about? I'm definitely not a Democrat, but I have voted Democrat when I lived in Jackson. If you want to participate in local elections in Hinds County or Jackson, you have to pick your poison and vote for somebody. So I have voted Democrat. I believe I voted for Frank Melton. Well, I know I voted for Frank Melton. Frank was a Democrat. I voted for, well, it don't matter. Well, I mean, if you participate in Hinds County elections, you basically got to vote Democrat at the top. But point being, they're all filthy trash, and I don't want to be associated with any of them like that. And that's just how I feel about that. Let's continue reading some text here. Unknown texter. George Washington advised against political parties because they serve the need of the party, not the people. Unknown texter. These are all on the Guns and Gear text line, by the way. Shout out to Hunter and his team out there, Highway 51 North, Gluckstadt, Mississippi, right at Yandale Road. Guns and Gear. Check out their new website, gunsandgear.co.com. Gunsandgear.co. I'm sorry, not .com. Gunsandgear.co. Gunsandgear.co. And it's not guns and, it's guns in. Anyway, unknown texter. They were sulking like a bunch of preschoolers that someone had took away their sucker. I mean, I'm telling you, did y'all see how drunk Pelosi was? Also, did y'all notice that Pelosi had a cane? The Trump derangement syndrome sufferer, and I know his name. He wants his name put out there, and I refuse to do it. Like a school shooter, like a mass shooter that wants their name stamped everywhere. Which I understand why the media's gotten away from putting their names out there, but I don't necessarily stand by that. But same energy here. If we're going to use that analogy, I'm not going to mention his name, but he had a cane. Washington, D.C. has turned into a hospice center. The Capitol has. It's a bunch of old, raggedy ass nut jobs up there. Excuse my language. You're allowed to say ass on the radio, by the way. Is it in good taste? Maybe not, but you're allowed to. It's not on the ban list. Apologize if you have kids in the car. When does spring break start? We may cuss a lot more on the radio next week. I'm kidding. Continuing reading these texts real quick. And I know we got a bunch of online comments. I'm going to get to them too. Let's see here. Unknown texter. What happened to Sean co-hosting? Sean's on vacation. And since Sean has got, he'll be out this whole week, but I still talk to Sean every day. There's no beef or nothing between me and Sean. Sean's one of my best friends. But since Sean got back into full-time attorneying, being a defense attorney, he's a very busy guy. He's a very, very good defense attorney. And he's staying busy. So courts and this, that, and the other. So he's just not always able to make it. But he knows he has an open invitation 5 days a week if he ever wants to come and sit in. It don't have to just be Wednesday and Fridays. But yeah, he's out of town right now. He'll be back next week, and hopefully we'll have him back here in the studio. Sean let me borrow his car or his extra vehicle while he was out of town while I was between vehicles. So, yeah, definitely all good in the hood with Sean and I. Don't want anybody thinking anything like that. One of my best friends become basically like a brother to me over the last year or so. So love Sean. So let me dispel anything there. All right, let's do this. I want to stay on schedule this morning. We take our breaks here at 20 after, 35 after, and 53 after. And, of course, the top of the hour. We're at the 35. Let's stay on schedule. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back. We'll tell you about a big concert your boy and myself is bringing to town this Friday night over at McBee's. It's going to be a big old party. I hope you will come out and join us. Stay tuned for details on that. I also got some great St. Patty's Day FAFO shirts available. If you saw me at the Brandon Parade Friday night, you saw me wearing one. Would love to sell you one. We'll tell you about that and more. We'll be right back here on The Clay Edwards Show. And to The Clay Edwards Show, here live on 103.9 FM WYAB. All right, guys, I told you I got a big concert coming up this Friday night. It's a Clay Edwards production over at McBee's Bar and Grill right there on Lake Harbor Drive. I want to call it Spillway so bad. Lake Harbor Drive in Ridgeland. It's my old friends, Paul McCoy, right there from Florence, Mississippi, and his band 12 Stones. Now, it's just him and the guitar player. It's an acoustic show, and it's going to be phenomenal. Paul has sold over 2 million records in America alone. He's a Grammy Award winner. You've heard this Evanescence song, Bring Me to Life. It's one of the absolute biggest rock songs of all time. Paul's the male singer on that song, as well as the lead vocalist for 12 Stones. You're going to get to see him in one of the most intimate atmospheres you ever will. And hey, look, I don't just bring big headliners. We also, and look, we could have just done that. We could have just put the 12 Stones on there and sold this thing out. But I said, it's got my name on it. People know this is me doing it. We're going to do the best. So, Serious Southern Entertainment, Brian Barlow's bringing in some awesome lights. So it's going to look cool. Not only sound great, it's going to look great. And I added I hate to say they're both my favorite because I got so many favorite great local talents around here, but two of the absolute biggest draws and best bands in central Mississippi and frankly all of Mississippi. Storage 24, the full band, going to strip it down and do an unplugged set for you guys. Baby Fred, Matt, the whole team, they're gonna rip and roar. And if you go back to my Crazy 8 days, I used to have 12 Stones and Blindside play together, and Blindside morphed into Storage 24 with Fred still being the anchor there, holding all that together. So it'd be a little reunion of sorts for us guys from the Crazy 8 era. Really excited about that. And hey, why stop there when you can also add the number one country band, Southern rock band, to the mix also? That's right, Burnham Road. Laura Lee and TJ are going to come open up an acoustic set. They're going to rock it hard for us. They say, Clay, we can play rock too. So we got Burnham Road, Storage 24, and 12 Stones. We're only selling 150 tickets. After that, they're gone. It's about halfway sold out now. Go get your tickets at eventbrite.com. Eventbrite.com, $20 if you want to buy a table. We're selling a limited amount of tables. They're $50. Tickets not included. You got to buy tickets and a table if you want a table. Hey, it's just the way it is. These shows ain't cheap. We got to make the money back any way we can. So just being 100 with you there. Just trying to break even. Not trying to make money. Just trying to break even and have a good time. And we got to sell this thing out to do just that. So rolling it all out there for y'all. It's a bit of a listener appreciation type thing, but I can't do it for free, or I would. I hope to one day be there where I can do events like this for free. We ain't there yet. So this Friday night, 7 o'clock, McBee's Bar and Grill, 3 great bands, 1 low price. I hope to see you there. All right. And if you were watching online, I showed y'all my green FAFO shirts that are available at buyfafo.com, buyfafo.com. Swing by, check those out if you're going to any St. Patty's Day type events. Get yours now. They're having a St. Patty's. You don't have to go to the one in Jackson. I mean, that ain't the only St. Patty's Day party around here. Martin's is doing a big one up at Livingston this Saturday. There's lots of little smaller ones going around that you can rock these shirts to. Doesn't have to just be Jackson. So, but hey, that one's awesome too. I don't care. Say what you want, say what you will about Jackson. All the business owners down there have done a kick butt job keeping that thing awesome. Hallamals, Martins, all of that. So anyway, all right. Man, I got a bunch of text messages. I'm gonna put you guys front and center a little bit here. Lane texts in on the Guns and Gear text line and says, these crazed leftists have no principles. They openly support DEI, the Rainbow Mafia, or as I call them, the Rainbow Supremacists, and BLM, all of which were created by open Marxists and socialists, a.k.a. communists. If they truly believe Trump is Putin's puppet, you'd think they'd be ecstatic, maybe declare a national holiday in celebration, but no. As stated above, they have no principles. The left's only desire is to divide and conquer, to remain in power. I will sit back and enjoy watching them eat themselves alive. One thing, this whole Putin's puppet thing. Russia is a shell of its former self. Why would Trump be Putin's puppet? Why would Trump parrot Putin's policies? That's a lot of P's. Say that 5 times fast. Parrot Putin's policies, parrot Putin's policies, parrot Putin's policies, parrot Putin's policies. I did it. One more to grow on. Parrot Putin's policies. Why would he do that? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, that would be like, I don't know, pick a successful city around here like Pearl, parroting Jackson's policies. Or it'd be like Jake Wyndham parroting Chokwe's policies. Why would he do that? That makes no sense. They constantly say that. And it's just never made sense to me why Trump's a billionaire, with a billionaire. There's no upside to being Putin's puppet. I mean, leftists love to get their little nursery rhymes together. And they're just a bunch of kids when you think about it. All their little chants, their little nursery rhymes, Putin's policies, Putin's puppet. There's another word I want to say, Putin's na-na-na-na, but I ain't going to say it. I ain't going to do it. You ain't going to get me talking foul on here this morning. It's just never made any sense. But they keep shoving that narrative down your throat. I mean, Bernie Sanders vacations in Russia every year. But that wasn't a problem. This fallacy of Russia being our number one enemy is just that. I mean, let Russia have Ukraine and let's move on. So speaking of that, the whole thing with Trump and Zelensky the other day, it's clear that they want war. They want this thing to fight forever. They don't want peace. And thankfully, a lot of people see it. A lot of normies are seeing that, well, hold on. I mean, Trump had a deal. I mean, I don't know if y'all read Trump's 10X, not 10X, that's Grant Cardone, Art of the Deal. It's phenomenal. And if you've read it or listened to the audio version or whatever, it makes you understand what Trump's doing. Or if you've been in sales and you've actually had to negotiate something in your life, it shows you exactly what Trump's doing. I mean, he tells you, I love negotiating. Like, that's his drug. Trump don't drink or do drugs. Trump's addiction is making deals. And you got to see that. You got to see behind the curtain the other day at a geopolitical global deal go down. And you got to see him punk slap Zelensky. And sometimes people blow out of deals when they lose, and then they come crawling back. Man, in the car business, plenty of times I've had heated conversations just like that. I have kicked customers out of the showroom, buddy. If you're in the car business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you gotta kick them out so they know that this is the best deal. Especially our friends from like India and stuff. I love them. I do. I love them. But you know, over there, they don't go to the store. They go to market. Our Indian gas station owning friends, hotel owning friends. Like I said, I love them, man. I think they're awesome people. But I hate selling them cars or anything else for that matter because they're such shrewd negotiators. But what I learned from my buddy Lee Andrews back in the day that trained me a lot is he sold BMWs. As a matter of fact, I think he's the general manager of the BMW store now. But you know, he told me sometimes you just got to get to a point where you just kick them out of the dealership, and that's when they know it's your best price. Get the hell out of here. Okay, buddy. 50% more off. No, I'm kidding. We'll buy. That's what Trump did to Zelensky. He kicked him out of the showroom. And then what did Zelensky do? Came crawling back. Okay, buddy. I signed deal. I resign, and you get mineral deal. America won, not Trump. Why can't you idiots see that? America won, and Democrats hate America winning. I saw some tranny nut job. I'm not going to play this because the radio audience can't appreciate it, and that is the way bigger audience that we have. The internet stuff is fun, but our largest audience is by far the radio. Tens of thousands of people listen to this thing every morning and this whole radio station. You know, we may have 1,000 people watching online, which I love it. Don't get me wrong. But so anyway, I can't always pander to the online audience. But there was this, if you follow me on X, @SaveJXN, you can go see this video I shared of this random, crazy, tranny nut job converting from, I don't know, Roseanne Barr, not Roseanne Barr. Who's that other fat, ugly person, that lady that Trump don't like? Used to be a comedian of sorts. Anyway, converting from what looked kind of like a middle-aged, ugly lesbian to Zelensky. And I'm just going to read kind of what it says over here above it. I tweeted this out 11 hours ago, or X'd it out, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to, so what it's converting itself from, I don't know, again, an ugly old man or a lesbian or something into Zelensky. And it says, "Dear President Zelensky," as it's cutting its hair, "we Americans love you." No, we do not. It says, "We laugh with you. We cry with you." Again, no, we don't. No, we don't. "We stand tall. When you stand tall, we stand with you. And when you fight, we fight with you." Again, no, we don't. Don't speak for us. It says, "Please don't judge us by our government." Well, I will agree with that. The last 4 years, please don't judge me by what was once our government. Continuing on. I'm reading this fast as it comes across, and it says, "They do not represent us." No. That's actually how our government works. Unfortunately, they do represent us. And that's why I was ashamed the last 4 years. Continuing. It says, "Deep down inside." Oh, I'm sure some things have been deep down inside you. It's come on, deep down inside, "We are all just like you." And then it puts on that stupid green shirt. And that's the other thing I hate about Zelensky. Put on a dang suit when you show up to the White House. He is cosplaying a wartime president. He is cosplaying a military leader. I mean, what it is to me is stolen valor. He was a gay actor that has now been made a wartime hero. Fake, fake, fake. We'll be right back to land the plane for hour one. Breaking rules when necessary. Welcome back in. We got about a minute left here, guys. Stonington Farm is going to be up here this Friday. You got to get your order in today or tomorrow. That's StoningtonFarm.com, StoningtonFarm.com for the grass-fed beef, 100% grass-fed, 100% grass-finished. And they got the super popular beef tallow now. It's a tallow, Tallow, pronounce it however you will. My buddy Jason Odom dropped me off a big jar of it the other day, and I've been using it as I've gotten back into my keto diet over the last week or so, like full speed ahead, minus those Oreos I ate this morning. And I've been using that beef tallow to fry my eggs in. Oh, so good. My goodness. What have I been missing? The name is terrible. They need to figure out a better name for it. But they've got it. They got the grass-fed beef tallow over at Stonington Farm. All right, hour two is going to be a big one when we come back. So y'all stay tuned. We've got a whole other hour to go. We're going to talk about so much, man. I got so many notes here. I don't even want to give it all away. I'm ready to see some Democrats get perp walked. That's what I'm ready to see. Y'all stay tuned. Online audience, don't go nowhere. I'm going to chat with y'all during the break here. Radio, don't change the dial. Guys, let's see here. Pretty big audience this morning. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. Ren Spencer is Stonington Farm, man. Did I say Sonic? Stonington Farm. Let me type it in there. Kind of a odd word. Anyway, there we go. Let's see here. Michael says, yes, my ad kicked in too. I have TV on to help that, and the chat when people participate, it helps. So, yeah, let me do this. That reminds me. I take my overlay off and move the chats to the screen. I forget that y'all can't see each other's chats unless, except you're under whatever platform you're watching. I know when I watch live streamers, I like to see the chats also. Let me get it pulled up here on the screen. There we go. Cool. All right. I'm going to kind of circle back and go through some of y'all's chats here. Eric Sullivan on YouTube says, the dead air kills me and my ADHD can't take it. Can we get highlights or something to watch during the breaks, please? I know I need to do that. I've been thinking about that. I got to figure something out. I can't talk during all the breaks because I end up repeating myself. So if I chat with y'all during every break, then I end up having to come back on air and regurgitate the same thing I just said most of the time, and I don't say it with the same enthusiasm the second time. And I can't leave the radio audience hanging. So I know I need to come up with something to play during the breaks. I get that. It's been the one quandary to streaming the radio show because the ads don't push over in audio. So yes, I know it's an issue. I do appreciate you sticking around though, Eric. Thank you very much. Ren, and I'm circling from the bottom down, so these are going to be reverse. Says Vladimir Zelensky is an actor. He's acting. He's deep state sock puppet. So whose hand is up his sock? Well, we're going to talk about that on the other side of the break. Apparently, he had a private meeting with the Democrat leadership right before his sit down in the White House, in the Oval Office with, wherever they were in the White House with Trump and Vance. I believe that whole thing was staged. Looks like he had a mineral deal worked out already with the Europeans. So he's trying to play both sides against the middle, and it blew up in his face. And Roger Stone thinks that the FBI and the DOJ should open up, and the AG, Pam Bondi, should open up an investigation into the Democrats for violating the Logan Act. And I agree. Let's see here. Shout out to my buddy Andrew Gasser. He texted in. I'm not sure if he's watching online or on the radio, but he's a great show this morning. We appreciate Andrew. Fred Shanks, Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, thank you, man. A couple people texted in. It was Rosie O'Donnell, I'll show y'all being. He's somebody else that he's just punched in the face. I mean, you had to get down on your knees to do it, but I mean, he's one of those guys that he's punched in the face one good time. Figuratively, of course. They had to say that. So you had to. Democrats don't know how to take jokes. They don't understand sarcasm. Their brains aren't wired to understand living in the gray area and understanding sarcasm. So you had to say figuratively or LOL so they know, oh, he's not being 100% serious. They're slow. They're so analytical that they can't think. They can't think in the gray area. Watching the timer here. We're about to come back from the break. I got to go silent for a second. We're getting ready to come back from the break here. Boom goes the dynamite. It's hour 2 of the most incendiary show on the RADIO and, of course, all along the interwebs. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards, streaming worldwide and live in stunning 4K video in my white tee this morning. At SaveJXN on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Rumble. Guys, be sure if you're on any of those platforms to hit the share button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe or follow button, send me a friend request, whatever it is you can do. I love to stay in contact with everybody. I read all your text messages. I may not reply, but I do read everything. I see your messages that you send me on Facebook. I love all the little videos that you send me. My text number, the Guns of Gear text line that goes straight to my phone. It does not go to anybody else at the radio station, by the way. I'm the only person that gets these messages. So when you text other hosts talking crap about me, I see that too. Or when you text them talking crap about the other ones, I'm the only one that sees that. But that's 769-241-1944. 769-241-1944. If you prefer email, I forget to give out the email address. It's clay@wyab.com. Would love to hear from y'all. Real quick, let's talk about a great sponsor. I'm going to keep the ad reads short. That's a little, part of my coming to Jesus this meeting was I know that I keep my ad reads are too long. I'm going to try to shorten them up a little bit for y'all. But, man, we got to tell the story of these great sponsors. Sometimes telling the story sells you about wanting to do business with them. So I was an advertiser for so long that I just felt like that was something that was kind of missing a little bit from some people. I mean, we do it great here at WYAB, but other places I feel like they just read a short little ad and that's it. And They don't tell you the story. It's like building a connection sometimes. That's why I try to get my advertisers to do the ads themselves and put their voice on it. I think Casey Ellis, and we'll make this about Ellis Auto Place since I brought his name up. I think Casey doing his commercial over there at Ellis, it builds a connection with Ellis. The building's named after him. The business, Ellis Auto Place. He stamped his name on it. It needs to be him telling you his story, building the connection. And I think that when business owners do that, they only win in the end because you're a locally owned business and you're talking directly to the customer, not me. Now, I can tell that I can do this like ad read or whatever, but anyhow, little rant there. Not a rant, but just, my hill to die on a little bit there. But look, check out Ellis Autoplex. EllisAutoplex.com is a great place to start. Stop by, see them in person. They just repaved the parking lot. I know that may not sound like a big deal to y'all, but A, it's expensive, and B, it shows a commitment to reinvesting into the community out there in Rankin County. Not some fly-by-night operation. They called it, nicknamed it Little Truck City when I started working there a couple years ago. And that's because me and Casey started the car business at the same time. Me, him, my buddy Corey, all in about 2 months of each other. Back in 2011 at a place I won't name, but their nickname was Truck City. And Casey, all he sells for the most part, and he's got cars and SUVs too, but they sell a lot of trucks. So we nicknamed it Little Truck City. And you should swing by there and check them out, especially if you're in the market for like an F-150, something of that nature. And let them see what they can do for you. They got late model stuff with low miles, and they got stuff, you want to save a little money. You're cool with driving an 8, 9-year-old vehicle, 100,000, 150,000 miles, a good, dependable vehicle. They can do that too. Swing by, see them. They can take care of all your major automotive repairs too. Again, I keep going back to F-150s because they sell so many of them. They've become a bit of a masters of mechanicking F-150s. Let them get you an estimate on your vehicle. Let them diagnose it for you and see if there's something that they can do to earn your business. Start online at ellisautoplex.com or stop by their location on Highway 471 there in Flowood today. You can also do your credit app online to save some time and all that good stuff at ellisautoplex.com. All right, let's jump back into it. Sorry for 5 minutes of ad reads there. I know that makes people mad, but we got stories to tell around here, and I'm going to tell one real quick. So a lot of rumors flying around the interwebs about me over the weekend and why I hadn't been here for a couple of days and this, that, and the other. Some of it greatly over-exaggerated, some of it based in reality. We're not going to get into all of it, and people are like, well, Clay, that's not fair. If it was somebody else's business, you would throw it all out there. Well, hey, look. Do a better job of controlling your own narrative is the best I can say. I'm not going to apologize. At the end of the day, if you don't want your business out there, do a better job of controlling the narrative. And that's what I do. But I will tell y'all, I kind of crowned myself the FAFO champion. I don't have to 100% put it out there. Why? But we were at the parade Friday night out in Brandon, and some guys were following me and my family around all night. And I asked them, what's up? Hey, what's up, man? You guys y'all want to have a conversation? Now, I'm not going to say who it is. I know who it is. But, we're not going to put the names out there. It's squashed. I got some folks involved, and, it's handled. Kind of an intermediary. Anyway, I got something. We have a truce, so to say. We have a peace treaty in place. But some guys were following me around, and I guess they just thought I was a punk and wasn't going to say nothing. And I did. At the end of the day, 47-year-old, gray-haired, borderline old man, middle-aged man. But if I feel like my family's, if you're putting my family in danger, I'm not worried about me necessarily. I'll take my butt whooping and keep on ticking. But if I feel like my family's in danger, and I did, I'm going to say something. And I don't think they anticipated that. Oh, crap. Why y'all think y'all ain't seen no videos of it? It didn't go the way they planned. And I'll just leave it at that, And, of course, rumors have run wild that, Clay got in a fight. Clay was drunk. Clay got kicked out of the parade. None of that's true. None of that's true. Nobody got kicked out of anything. The parade was over, and we were trying to leave. And I think that just figured I would throw that out there. Again, control your own narrative. Maybe I'll put that on a shirt. Control the narrative. But I'm being as honest with y'all as I can. And I'll say this to that. I made a Facebook post last night saying, hey, I do want to I'm going to make some subtle changes in the way I do things. And that I am. I'm not going to apologize to anybody or for anything I've said. And if you don't like me over something I've said on here, that just means you can't handle the truth. And I don't care if it was about you, your family, your dead brother. At the end of the day, there's a reason they got talked about on here. There's a reason you got talked about on this show or online. Now, what, am I going to peel that back? I don't know. I want to, because I'm just kind of tired of the drama. Because what's happening is every time I make one of these FAFO videos and whatnot, the enemies list gets longer and longer and longer, while the allies list doesn't necessarily grow. So and for all you people who say that I only talk about Jackson, well, that's a damn lie. That is an absolute lie, because I have to keep my head on a friggin' swivel in Rankin County too. And anybody that was a witness to Friday night can attest for that. And again, I ain't scared of anybody. I will stand up and do what I have to do. But would I rather avoid it? Absolutely. And I think anybody who says otherwise is absolutely lying. So what that change looks like, I don't know. Am I still going to make my FAFO videos? Probably. When I see something that I think needs to be talked about, we're going to talk about it. And, at the end of the day, it's also this. I'm talking about parroting Putin's policies. I'm just parroting what WLBT and other news sources put out there. I'm not breaking these stories. I know we say breaking news, but that's just kind of part of the hook to get you to watch the videos and whatnot. I'm just talking about the news and giving my opinion on it. You don't like my opinion, like these guys the other night telling me, you ain't nobody. Who are you? You ain't nobody. Well, I don't know. You're following me around. Guys, you don't have to listen to this show. You don't have to watch these videos. But you're a bunch of anger addicts. And you just put it in your veins. It's like, oh, get my fix. I need that anger this morning. I'm going to listen to Clay Edwards. He's going to make me mad. I'm going to be mad at him for listening to him. It's like what I was saying earlier about MSNBC. I don't watch that crap. I'm glad other people do. And they put the little clips out there. But I don't watch it. I'm not about to flip it on MSNBC and see what they're talking about. But with that said, I don't watch Fox News either. I don't understand why people watch the news. You can get everything you need on X. You really can. The only reason the news exists is to sell ads. But for the TV stations, that's the only reason the news exists, is it's live content, and live content sells. With the information age and everything being at your fingertips, I have no clue why anybody watches the news. And that's not a knock at the people that do the news. I have a lot of friends or acquaintances anyway that are on the news and do the news. It's a job. I would much rather hear opinions than news. I would much rather listen to Jameson Haygood, Chip Matthews, Kim Wade, Matt Bishop, anybody else on this radio station. There's some other ones whose opinions I value. I like Gerard Gibert over there at Super Talk. Yeah, I broke the fourth wall there. I mentioned another radio station. They exist. I like Gerard. There's people whose opinions I value. Now, I'd much rather listen to them discuss the news than I would read the news. I'm not one of these people who wishes the news would just report the news. I don't need your opinion. I want your opinion. Give me the news and your opinion. Because I like to hear what people think about it. That's why I listen to long form podcasts. That's why I watch Tim Pool, Salty Cracker, D-Day Cobra, some of those guys. Jeremy, the guy from Geeks and Gamers, has got his own podcast, D-Day Cobra. Anyway, I like hearing people's opinions on stuff. That's why you guys listen to this. Anyway, I digress, as I like to say. All right, we got about 30 seconds left. Let's just go ahead and take our break and come back. This is the Clay Edwards Show. When we come back, let's see here. Let's pick a topic. When we come back, Kingfish has got a good story up about the tyranny of the trans. And if you're not mad this morning yet, you're going to be. You're going to be. Because, look, I never miss an opportunity to take a shot at the 0.01% that we've been bending the knee to for far too long. The rainbow supremacists. They're not my friends. I'm damn sure not their ally. And I have no problem calling out the tyranny that the trans have created. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We will be right back. Breaking rules when necessary. I was trying not to echo that, but I was like, oh, well, let me say it. I already said it. Breaking rules when necessary. Welcome back in. This segment brought to you by Juniker Jewelry. Keep this short and sweet. Man, Juniker located right there on Highland Colony Parkway in Madison, right there almost next door to Madison Central, right there in front of it. If you're over in that area, you can't miss it. Big, gorgeous, big, huge, beautiful building, as Trump would say. Hey, look, I'm going to keep this, again, short and sweet. They got a really cool plan going on over there. It's their Diamond Stud Program. It's called the Juniker Jewelry Diamond Stud Program. And guys, girls, I can't think of a better way, especially men buying your wives and girlfriends or kids something, particularly your wives, got to keep them happy. You can start out with let's just pick a round number here, say a $500 pair of diamond stud earrings. And every year you can trade up, get bigger and bigger and bigger on, say, y'all's anniversary or her birthday. And you're going to retain the full value that you paid for those diamond studs every time you trade them in. So if you paid $500, they're going to give you $500 in value when you trade them in. Every time. $500, $1,000, $2,000, et cetera, et cetera. You're never going to lose. You're never going to go backwards in the trade-in process. And if the value goes up, I assume the value goes up. I hadn't crossed that bridge, but you're never going to go backwards. So that is a heck of a deal. I keep going back to, imagine if you bought a car. Let's just say, but imagine you bought a $70,000 Ford Raptor or whatever they cost new, and in 5 years you traded that Raptor in, and you still got $70,000. Same energy with their Diamond Stud Program. Get by, see them today. Juniker Jewelry, Highland Colony Parkway, Madison, Mississippi. Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. Mazda Jackson phone line. You're mighty quiet this morning. I ain't been on here since Thursday. You ain't got nothing to say? 601-879-0002. I'm going to have to cut the text line off, ain't I? Get these phones ringing again. We're going to just cut them, quit reading your text, and we're going to get these phones ringing again. I think is what we're going to have to do around here. Get everybody back in check. I miss hearing from Miss Sylvia. I miss hearing from Derek. We talking about Ukraine this morning, and we ain't heard from Derek. Well, I need to check on Derek. He must be sick. Derek, you out there? Well, what happened to all my crazy people, too? Where did Master D go? I ain't heard from Master D. Shout out to my boy Dylan listening this morning. Dylan said, you know you can see your gun there on the desk. I said, absolutely. That's intentional. That's intentional. Let's see here. Shout out to my boy Jason. He just bought a 12 Stones ticket and a VIP table. So we'll see Jason there Friday night at McBee's. Let's take a call. We got the line ringing this morning. Let's see who we got. Hey, you're on there.
Well, it's not a crazy Sam from Madison, but look, one of your advertisers. I had some gin down in New Orleans, and it was really, really good. So I went to Total Wines down there. If you've ever been to a Total Wines, it's like Sam's size for all kind of wines and everything else and all. They didn't have it. On the way home, I dropped by 042 Wine over there in Brandon, and believe it or not, they had that Italian gin.
But they've got a great selection over there. And when I say that, I'm not just kidding.
Do.
It is, look, I'm like a kid, and I don't even drink a lot of liquor, but I'm just obsessed with walking around the liquor stores and looking at all the different bottles. They're like art to me. It's like I can't play guitars, but I love looking at guitars.
Well, when I showed him the picture of the bottle, and I said, "Do you have this?" He goes, "Oh yeah," and just walked straight to it.
Man, I tell you, I love hearing that. I love hearing that stuff. Yeah, man, y'all swing by 042 right there next to Sonny's Barbecue on Highway 80 in the Crossgates area, and see the team today and let them get you taken care of. Again, locally owned, locally operated. You can't beat that.
Have a good one, man.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, let's take another call here on line 2, Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, you're on there.
Hey, man, I just wanted to speak to the address that President Trump gave last night. Man,
Yeah.
I couldn't be more proud of our president, man, and the way that, every time he was coming out, calling them out for all the crap they've done over the last 4 years, how he stared directly at them. I was like, yeah, the boss is back, baby.
A big D
energy. So cool.
Big D energy. You know what I mean? Just big D energy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we'll call it big MAGA energy. How about that? Big MAGA energy.
Exactly, dude. I mean, and the way he explained, I think he could have explained the tariffs a little better. But, there's so many people that just doesn't know anything about financing, especially, globally. But, I mean, when he says reciprocal, I mean, at least, folks, y'all look that up. Understand what that means. Yeah, it's going to hurt at first, but the way I kind of feel about it is they're going to balk. As soon as they're talking crap right now, but as soon as all these countries get the realization, they're going to say, yeah, we haven't been treating y'all fairly. Let's go ahead and, let's make it fair for everyone. And then it's going to be a nothing at that point.
Man, look, I've got a phrase I've used, and I'm sure I stole this from somewhere. I'm not that creative, but it's short-term sacrifice for long-term gain.
Hell yeah, exactly right.
And it's just like when you start a diet, or you go in the gym and you feel that pain when you first start working out again, but that goes away, and that sacrifice turns into gain. And anything else that you do in life, if you put in the effort and you put in the hard work and you put in the grind, you reap the reward. And I look at these tariffs as no different. If my pocketbook already hurts, if it's going to hurt a little bit more for the betterment of this country and to bring it back down, I'm willing to make that sacrifice to get some production going on back over here in America. I'm willing to pay more for my iPhone. The Democrats love to throw that up. Oh man, if iPhones were made in America, you couldn't afford it. Well, first off, don't count my money. And second, you don't know what I'm willing to do to make America great again.
Yeah, and whatever happened to, buy American.
I know.
If you don't like the cost of something from China, well, by God, get it from an American-made company.
Give me the option. How about that?
Exactly right, and that's where we're headed.
Yeah, just give me the option. I'm not saying to quit producing stuff in China, but give me the option to buy stuff in America. I'd be willing to bet that by the time you figure out getting it, making it here and not having to ship it and all that, all the global logistics that go into it, it gets a lot more affordable than people think it does.
Exactly right. Okay, man, I got to hang up and get after it, dude. Y'all have a good one, and God bless America.
Heck yeah, be good. 2 great phone calls there. One plugging a sponsor with a true story, and then right there. Look, man, I felt so much MAGA running through my veins last night. Let me double tap right there. So much MAGA running through my veins last night. I mean, Trump just went in there and punk smacked him right across the face. Now, I said we were going to read an article from Jackson Jambalaya, and we're going to do that real quick because I do what I say I'm going to do. That's not always true. All right, let me grab my link here real quick. Oh, wrong one. That's the Kratom story. We'll get to that if we have time. They always trying to ban something around here. You know how I feel about that. But this is the tyranny of the trans. Good job to Kingfish on this one. Y'all go to jacksonjambalaya.com. He posted it yesterday. I wish he would type his stuff. I wish his blog was in bold because I can hardly read, but that ain't his fault. Anyway, titled Trans Tyranny. Well, this is going to get y'all fired up this morning. It says the tyranny of the trans movement reared its ugly head in Maine when a state representative lost her right to speak and vote after she dared speak out about a trans male-female who demolished the female competition in the state championship track meet. And I'm going to hard stop. Circling back to last night, the audacity of the Democrat double standard in plain view for everybody to see was all those wretched old hags on the Democrat side. I mean, there ain't a single one that I would deem 4 a.m. pops acceptable. I mean, I wouldn't trip and fall in on one of them drunk at 4 a.m, leaving pops around the corner back in my heyday. They're all that wretched and ugly. But I digress. The audacity of them to wear pink in solidarity with Trump's anti-women policies, which I would love to know what anti-women policies Trump had, except, hey, skanks, you can't kill babies. That's not anti-women. That's pro-children. Get that through your heads, skanks. The audacity of them to wear pink in solidarity with women after they all voted to allow men to play women's sports just 24 hours earlier in that same room? Go to hell. Continuing on. A male student who identifies as a female won the pole vault event at Maine Class B track meet held at a Maine track meet held recently. He didn't just beat the girls, he pulverized them as he bested the second place finisher by 6 inches with a winning jump of 10 feet 6 inches. If Katie Spencer had competed in the boys division, he would have placed 10th out of 13 competitors. So his name is Katie. Spencer's high school, Greeley, won the overall women's state championship by 1 point. The dominating, air quotes, win aroused much debate in Maine. A state representative called out the unfairness of it all on Facebook. This is written very sexually explicitly, by the way, this whole thing. Let's see here. All right, it is so small here, guys. Okay, here we go. So State Representative Laurel Libby posted a picture of the guy pretending to be a girl. It says, update, we've learned that just 1 year ago, John was competing in boys pole vault. That's when he had his 5th place finish. So all of this transpired in the last year with the full blessing of the Maine Principals Association. 2 years ago, John tied for 5th place in a boys pole vault. Tonight, Katie won 1st place in the girls' Maine state championship. Literally, all this guy did was grow his hair out a little bit. He's wearing the same exact outfit he had on in the previous year. So, continuing on here, says, well, the Democrats in the Maine legislature did what trans tyrants do everywhere. They tried to shut up the state rep. Much as they would like to do so, they could not expel her without 2/3 vote, claiming she violated the rules by doxing picture of a minor, even though the student was a state high school champion in pole vault. The House of Representatives voters to his. Let me start over here somewhat. Claiming she violated the rules by doxing a picture of a minor, even though the student was a state high school champion in pole vault. Where is the punctuation in this thing? The pole vault, the House of Representatives votes to censure her on a 75-70 vote. Ms. Libby tried to defend herself on the floor, but was repeatedly interrupted. Under the legislature rules, a member is not allowed to speak or vote under censure. The old segregationist would have been proud. The Democrat leadership, however, was not without compassion for their colleague. They said if she took down the Facebook post and apologized, they would lift her censure. Summoning the strength of the New Englanders who fought first in the American Revolution, Miss Libby said no. While a Democrat stood up to the trannies, paint me shocked. She said Governor Janet Mills' campaign to cancel both girls' sports and anyone who speaks out against her radical agenda continues. The Maine Democrat majority has just moved to censure me for speaking out against their failure to protect Maine girls and keep biological males out of girls' sports. Let me be clear, I will not be silenced, and I will not allow voices of Maine girls to be silenced. They're crazy. They're crazy. We found the retards. They're in Maine. That's right. We're bringing back retards. We're bringing that back. We're allowed to say gay and we're allowed to say retard again. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back in to the show here live on WYAB. Real quick, this segment brought to you by our friends over at, how about our friends at Huey Magoo's, the filet mignon of chicken strips. That's right, Huey Magoo's is the filet mignon of chicken at Huey Magoo's. They serve up only the top 3% of premium chicken tenderloins. Huey Magoo's handcrafted tenderloins are marinated for 24 hours and cooked to perfection. And you and your family will, in fact, taste the difference. Huey Magoo's is not your ordinary chicken tender restaurant, though. They also have wraps, sandwiches, salads, and meals. You hungry yet? You know you are. You know you are. Visit Huey Magoo's today, right there at the Outlets of Mississippi on Bass Pro Drive, or Lakeland Drive in Flowood. Hugh Magoo's, the filet mignon of chicken, just real quick. The Pearl location is if you're turning off Highway 80. It's boom. It's right there on your right. Right there at the entrance to the outlet malls. It's right there. And the Flowood location is right there between Walmart and Castlewoods on Highway 25 or Lakeland Drive, as we call it. All right. Let's see here. Oh, we had a call on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Had somebody on hold. Call back. 601-879-0002. Let's see here. Let's read some text, shall we? I'll pull up the Guns and Gear text line here. Appreciate everybody listening and chiming in this morning. It's great to be back on the air after 3 days off the air plus the weekend. Great to be back. Great to be running my mouth to everybody. Making people mad, giving anger addicts their addiction fix, giving them their fix. My buddy Teddy texted in, circling back to a little bit ago, and said, hey, if they want to cancel you, all they got to do is fix Jackson and you'll shut up. That's it, right? Y'all fix Jackson and Clay Edwards goes away. Quit killing each other. Pave a couple roads and Clay Edwards goes away. I mean, shut me up. The best way to do it is do the right thing. It's easy. Let's take a call here on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, good morning. You're on there.
Good morning, Clay. Love your show, man.
Appreciate it.
We've seen people. We've seen Dodge stop the flow of the money, expose the corruption. When do you think we're going to see some people going to jail?
Look, that's I was saying that a minute ago. I think it's time. I think old Adam Shifty Schiff might just be the first to do it. I believe that he is going to be the first one to be an FAFO grand champion. I truly do. And let's see here. I actually got a story about it. Let me pull it up. It says, I'm ready to, sorry, that's my notes. I'm pulling it up real quick. I'm going to read you the headline, and I may have a video to go along with it. If I do, I'll play it. 2 seconds here. I know this is fun radio while I pull this up, but I'm glad you brought that up because it was in my notes here, and I kind of skipped over it. It says
we've heard the talk. Well, we're ready to see some action.
Yeah, man, I must have saved the wrong link. But with that said, Adam Schiff has got some ties to Ukraine that may just end up implicating him to be able to go to prison. So I'll find that as soon as it'll let me click on my dang bookmarks. I'll see if I can get that posted there. But yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. It's time to lock some people up. And because you're going to have to make an example out of people. People do not learn if you keep letting them slide. And
right. That's right. Yeah. We need some accountability.
And I'm going to share this right now on my X. I say it's a 13-minute video. I just cannot play it on the radio. But Alex Jones posted this. He had an interview with Roger Stone yesterday. And I know people roll their eyes when you say Alex Jones. He gets one thing wrong, and it's supposed to discredit everything he's gotten right over the years. But he interviewed Roger Stone yesterday, and Roger Stone calls for AG Pam Bondi to launch a criminal investigation into the Democrat leaders that illegally held a shadow diplomatic meeting with Zelensky hours before the infamous White House confrontation in an attempt to derail Trump's peace initiatives. It's a great piece here, and Roger Stone is just epic. I love that man. So when he speaks, he's speaking the truth.
Right. Hopefully Bondi and Cash, is fixing to get with it. See some action out of them.
Bondi's got she's got some catching up to do. I was a big fan, and she dropped the ball big time on this Epstein stuff with that big nothing sandwich the other day.
Right.
And it don't make sense. It don't make dollars. It don't make sense, and it ain't making dollars for me right now. She's got some explaining to do why she went on Fox News and said it was damning what was going to come out and people were going to go to prison, and they didn't release anything. It was just nothing that we hadn't already seen. Where is the evidence? And what did you see to say that, and then not release that, and then play dumb? She ain't dumb. She's not a dumb individual. Something happened.
All right, thanks for taking my call, Clay. It's good to talk to you, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not ready to jump off. I'm not ready to jump completely off the Pam Bondi bandwagon here. But it ain't a good look right now for her. She got to earn my trust back. I need to see something. And the only reason that the spotlight came off that terrible debacle of the Epstein files the other day is because of the Zelensky-Trump confrontation in the Oval Office. That sucked all the air out of the room. Lucky for her. because she looked like an idiot. And that wasn't an accident. They were going to release something, and it got pulled off the table. Why? Who are we protecting? I mean, look, I think everything's on the table right now. Let's take another call on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, good morning. You're on there. Hey, you're on there. Well, that didn't work. Call back, 601-879-0002. Got about 3 minutes before we start landing the plane with the last commercial break, so we'd love to hear from you if you want to call in this morning. Mazda Jackson phone line, 601-879-0002. I'm gonna repost this Alex Jones thing. It's on my X account, @SaveJXN. I had it saved in my bookmarks there. I suggest checking that out. Again, I know there's people out there, you hear Alex Jones like, Sandy Hook. Well, whatever. But that doesn't make him wrong about everything. Let's do this. This is hilarious here. Democrats have been pulling their lizard people skin block off and really speaking the truth and saying the quiet part out loud a lot lately. I want to play this quick little 20, 30-second video of a Democrat peeling her peeling her human skin back and showing you her lizard skin, because they're lizard people, right? I mean, that's facts. I don't make up the stuff here. I just report the news. And Democrats are lizard people. I mean, look, everybody knows that. I'm not telling y'all anything you don't know. But one of the lizard people decided to say the quiet part out loud. I want to see if y'all catch this here. We'll see if y'all are listening.
You don't care about this country, and that is unacceptable if you claim to be the president of the United States. So we are here. We are not going anywhere. We are going to continue to fight back, and we are going to continue to speak lies to his truth, to his stealing, and to his cheating.
No, hold on. What did she say? What did she say?
Back, and we are going to continue to speak lies to his truth.
She's going to continue to speak lies to his truth. This is a Democrat Representative Sidney Kamlager Dove. How many vowels have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vowels there. Let's do it one more time. It's so glorious. We're going to speak lies to his truth, and the women behind her.
There, we are going to continue to fight back, and we are going to continue to speak lies to his truth, to his stealing, and to his cheating. Thank you.
Like anybody going to tell her, hey, you know what you just said? I know what I just said. We're going to continue to speak lies to his truth. The Democrat double standard, baby. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, ain't it? Let's see here if we got any text that I want to hit. Let's see. We do have some text. We're going to circle back a little bit, kind of out of track here, but James says, Clay, you need to go ahead and go to 3 hours of radio. Start running this thing until 10. Well, there's some other shows between 9 and 10 I can't bulldoze over that I actually enjoy here on the platform. But I have offered my services. If anything happens and the Clay Edwards show needs to go to 3 hours, they know that I'm ready. The bullpen is ready. Put me in, Coach. Put me in. I was going to fill in for Chip yesterday for his when he was having his procedure done, but they made other arrangements because I couldn't be here. But I do appreciate that. People have mentioned that a lot lately, and I think I'm ready. After 4 years of it, I think we can do 3 hours. He also says, tell these folks to quit being a-holes to us, Entergy employees. We're working as fast and safe as we can to get power back on. Coming out and yelling at us ain't going to get your power on any faster. You're rude. We put in the notes. If you're rude, we put in the notes, and you get moved further down the list. I love it. I love it. You get what you give, as one of my favorite bands, Tesla, says. It's not what you get, it's what you give. And you put crap in between your sandwich, you get a crap sandwich. The wise words of a crazy individual. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards, back at it today, having a great time. Good to be back on the radio. I was a little nervous coming back today. I'm going to be honest, man. I was a little nervous. When I started this show, circling back to what I said earlier about wanting to make some subtle changes and maybe being less toxic. When I started this show, it was to help men be more comfortable talking about the things that they weren't comfortable talking about, whatever that may be. And I guess I am still doing that if I'm being completely honest with the situation, because the number one thing that people tell me is, Clay, thank you for saying the things that we're not all able to say. And I guess at the end of the day, that is the same thing as helping men have conversations about things they're not comfortable talking about. The problem I've had is when y'all tell me that, I feel like I got to keep raising the bar and raising the bar and raising the bar. And what's the next thing I can say that normal people can't say? And I got to quit doing that, because I'm saying some crazy things that I can't always walk back. So maybe that's what I was trying to express earlier and couldn't quite articulate. We got to take this last break. We'll be right back. All right, guys. When we come back, I'm only going to have like 20 seconds left, so there's no point in hanging and keeping y'all hanging just so I can say goodbye to the radio folks. I appreciate all the comments today. Got 420 people watching on one of the platforms, so 420. Celebrate as you will. All right, look, don't forget, go by my merch shop today and grab a shirt. My regular FAFO shirts are on sale for only $20. They're great. This one here, the blackout tag shirt, is on sale for $20. The gray FAFO G.I. Joe, $20. The black FAFO G.I. Joe, $20. And the St. Patty's Day shirts, they're $30. They're selling fast. Fast seller. Fast seller. Order yours today so you get it in time for the St. Patty's Day parade on the 22nd. I've got some in stock already. I've got some extra XLs, 2XLs, some 3XLs, some smalls. I don't have any medium. Sold out of medium. But you can order yours, but it'll take another week or so to get here. Anyway, buyfafo.com. Get your shirts today. I appreciate the support. And don't forget, Big 12 Stones Unplugged, live, raw, unplugged at McBee's this Friday night with special guest Storage 24 and Burnham Road, brought to you by Rock 93.1 and, of course, the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB. Sound and lights provided by Sirius Southern Entertainment. Tickets available now, and VIP tables available now at Eventbrite.com. Eventbrite.com. I want to see y'all back out Friday night, start at 7 o'clock at McBee's Bar and Grill. Y'all stay blessed. Love all of you, even the haters. Peace out.